ladies and gentlemen, I'm Richard. This is my channel, and I tried an experiment. We're going to see the results of that experiment together. See, I ran across something a few years ago, left it in my fridge, and that something was maple butter, which this is Trader Joe's maple butter. I'd never had it before, and so I bought a jar of it, and I don't think they even still sell it, but inside this jar is not maple butter, it's coffee. And why is there coffee? Because maple butter is like honey. You can see there's still some residue at the bottom, but what I've done here is I put coffee in the maple butter and let it sit overnight to try and get the last of it out of the jar. Clearly this did not work. Now, back in the day, my old man, he had this thing about jelly. When we were done with the jar of jelly, he would take the jar, which still had jelly on the walls, and he'd put milk inside, and he'd swish the milk around and make jelly milk. Before I go any further, of course, let me remind you, for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets from 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. If you'd be so kind as comment, like, and subscribe, you'd be doing your part for a better world. Now, I happen to make particularly good coffee. I know how to make coffee. This is not the best coffee I've made. I could have taken a little more care in making it, so it's not perfect, but it was cold already. And now it should be infused with the flavor of maple butter. Yeah, it is. Good little flavor, actually. Oh yeah, I mean, this obviously would not work with peanut butter. I don't know if you can make peanut butter coffee. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe peanut butter would dissolve into coffee. Coffee is acidic. But before I throw this can out, or this jar out, I might pour coffee in it one more time and try to get it to dissolve. And, you know, I might toss it over ice. That would also work. And yeah, just go out there and drink my coffee. Just one thing, you know, everyone wants to get the last bit out of everything. We crush our toothpaste tubes to the extreme to try and get that last bit of toothpaste out of there. And, you know, this is kind of like that. We've all had that jar that we scraped and scraped and scraped and just couldn't get everything we wanted out of it. So this is one thing you can do. Now, I don't know if you could do this with jelly. Well, to be fair, I don't know if this would work well with jelly. Jelly is made from fruit juice. It shouldn't have pulp in it. But, I mean, you know, do you want grape coffee? That's a good question. There's no reason you couldn't have grape coffee, but it's a question of whether you'd like grape coffee. Maple butter is essentially a hard form of maple syrup, and by definition, it works okay with coffee. It's a sweetener. This would work with a honey jar. You know, if you have honey and, you know, there's residue in the jar left over, what you might do is you might fill that jar with your morning coffee, make a pot of coffee, put the extra in the jar, let it sit overnight, then the next morning you've got a honey iced coffee. I could add things to this jar. I could throw a sugar cube in there. I could throw brown sugar, or I have some pumpkin spice syrup that I could easily throw into this. add my coffee, and then there I am. And the next morning, hopefully that will have dissolved. Or I could just put coffee in here and shake really, really hard, but there is some crystallized residue on the walls of the jar, so that, that wouldn't get the last of it out. But, the question is the juice worth the squeeze, so to speak? Is this worth doing? And yeah, I really like iced coffee. I really like coffee in general. I often drink it black. I don't normally put things in it. So, I don't know. I will definitely do this with this jar. I have a few jars of honey. I may do that with those as well. I don't often buy honey, but with the honey I do have, I might do this. You never really can tell.
Danger Ducky says, this is your magic moment. A moment for you to do something that is good for the world. You can comment, like, and subscribe, because for every 1,000 subscribers this channel gets, they will buy one of these bracelets I am wearing. Each one of these bracelets I am wearing means that one pound of trash will be removed from the ocean. Cleaning the ocean is an expensive thing to do, and we need your help, so don't be trash. Comment, like, and subscribe, and get trash out of the ocean.